Gee. You have
Yeah,
any? You have any? For one, I want to thank you for joining. I appreciate it. This is exact. And guys, just so you guys know, this is exactly how you can join anonymously. You could choose whatever name you want. As you can see, he chose to disclose his name. It's up to you, brother. It's up to you.
yeah. Mic check, mic check. You can hear me?
Yeah, perfectly,
Oh,
perfectly.
good, good, good.
Yeah, you have any
I'm
stories from your
on the
youth?
couch. I just finished eating dinner. Had spaghetti stains all on my shirt and all that. So I was like, I was I'm watching football, but I definitely jumped on to support.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you big time.
I thought I was gonna hear some horror stories of spankings and whatnot, but y'all had it real you know, educational stuff, motivational. It was a good show. It was very good. Joined in a little late.
Thank you. There were some spankings. You probably missed that the spankings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I missed it.
You can rewatch later. You have any stories from your youth? Like, did you ever get your ass whooped as a kid? And did you feel less loved because of it, or you understood the nature of the ass whooping?
Oh man, I got spanked all the time. Um,
Oh, your parents loved you. They said love hurts. Your
yeah,
parents loved you.
my mom came from a real strict Christian home where it's six of them, and she grew up where if one got a spanking, they all got a spank.
Oh
It was
wow,
like,
that's extreme.
yeah, like from the oldest to the youngest. Like they say the two
Oh man.
playing, and somebody hits one, the other one hits back, and they start crying. Go to their room and say, such and such hit me. And then when my grandmother, grandfather would come back to the room, everybody would get hit. And the old like, well, I didn't do nothing. I'm doing my homework. He's like, yeah, but you sitting here watching it, allowing them to hit each other, so you getting hit too. So those
Damn.
stories I grew up hearing about, and as a result, my mom was a lot fairer. She gave me way more chances. She talked to me more. But when them spankings came, her favorite saying is, I'm gonna get you for old and new.
Oh, she has some in the bank for you.
Yeah, yeah. So, but the one thing I appreciate about the spankings now, when I reflect as an adult, is that she always sat me down and talked to me after the spanking. And traditionally, people get spanked, kids get spanked and sent to their room. They cry it out, they go to bed, and that's it. The next day, you act like you didn't just get your ass beat, right?
Shit.
Like a parent never has to be held accountable for distributing that physical and mental pain you just put on your kid.
Right.
Say, I'm the adult and I'm the parent, and you do what I say. You take that, and you don't talk back. So that was one thing my mother. She didn't have the opportunity to express her feelings, so she always gave me that. But I had to hear from her first, obviously. So she would
Right.
tell on myself, sort of. So she's like, "Do you know why I hate you?" Yes. Why did I hate you?
That's dope. All right.
Like that, right? So it forced me to acknowledge what I did wrong. It forced me to acknowledge that I got warnings, and it forced me to acknowledge that I knew it was coming, and I still did the opposite of what I was told. So you know, I do that with my guy. He doesn't get like the way I did growing up.
Right. Right. But
You
you
know,
see value in it.
right? He gets patted from time to time, and
Right.
um, I do the same thing. Like I make sure you know why even if he gets punished, if we
Right.
put him on punishment, they love their electronics and stuff. So between his Nintendo Switch and his iPad to watch YouTube, when he misbehaves, we take that away.
Right.
And take it away and say, "Go sit in your room." We might take it away, make him come sit with us. Now,
Okay.
why you have your iPad? We make him tell us. So then these are things that are going to go through their head when they're making the decision to not follow your directions.
Right.
And I know it sounds easier said than done. It got me far, and I hope it helps him to have a decent moral compass without him having to, get all the whelps I had growing up. But yeah, man, I had
Yeah.
some rough ones. I mean, my dad, he was heavy handed. He just drop his hand down. and like a smack would just knock me to the ground. Like it didn't even hurt. It was just the weight of his
Yeah.
arm.
He's like, son.
Yeah. But you know, it demanded respect, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It demanded respect. It's
It just took me back to like when some of the stuff my parents did. Like I was saying earlier, it's like if like they got parenting 101 from Julius Caesar and shit. They got like torture devices and stuff. I'm surprised there wasn't an iron bowl in my house. I swear to God, like the way we used to get disciplined. And one of the things that it's extreme, they should have got arrested. Mom, I know you're dead now, but should have been arrested. My pops should have been arrested. It's some crazy shit. It was torture. It was fucking torture. Some of the stuff. My dad used to tie us to the bed, right? So listen to this story. This is a fucked up story, right? You know why it's fucked up? Because I don't know what the fuck I did. And if it's gonna be that extreme, you should at least remember what happened, right? I don't know what the hell I did. I was tied to the bed, right? And my older brother, he had this. I don't know where he learned this trick, but he tells me, oh, you want to see me make smoke? I'm like, go for it, right? Starts peeing on the side of the bed, right? He's pissing into the fucking socket. A little bit of smoke, right? I was like, oh shit, I'm a kid. That shit's pretty dope. All right, I'm gonna make a lot of smoke now. Fucking lightning bolt goes into the side of the bed. The bed's on fucking fire, and I'm on the fucking bed. I'm attached to this bed that's on fire. I'm like, and then my parents come into the room. He gets in trouble, and I'm here to fucking tell you the story. That's just fucking crazy. Just why would you need to tie me to the bed? What did I do? Man, parents did some crazy shit.
I don't, we can never condone abuse and stuff, but a lot of the good decisions you make as a parent is
right.
aware of bad decisions past parents have made.
And I agree with that 100% because it's like if you're learning by watching the stuff that you're trying to be the parent that you wish you had. And I love my dad. Like I tell you guys, he fucked up a little bit because the way he used to whoop my ass. But he also has a really, really big heart, man. He has a really big heart. He spent a lot of time with us. He was an active dad and stuff like that. But I guess, there were no limitations when it came to discipline. It was like I remember one time, like, again, I don't remember what the hell I did, but I think he was trying to go for the Guinness Book of World Records for longest ass whooping performed on a child. He's like, pop, 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 pop. I thought he was making an album, bro. And it got to the point where I didn't know what to do. I'm getting my ass whooped and he won't stop. So, instinctively I went, pop. I went to fake like I was going to hit him. And he said, oh, pop, pop. He gave me two more and then it was over. And I was like, damn, shit.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, we can't give excuses, but I just feel like, back in the days, a lot of parents had kids really young, and you were treated as an adult at a much younger age back in the day. And
right.
Everyone didn't really possess the skills. Like modern day times, you're taught about mental health. You're taught about proper communication. You're taught about how to express yourself through different emotions, how to anger management. Those weren't things readily talked about back in the days, amongst minorities especially. We weren't taught how to deal with anger.
Right.
And,
I agree.
I boil everything to just society. Like, you step outside, you have no control how you're treated by your fellow man. So when you're in your house and you have kids and it's like, yo, I'm out here busting my ass for this kid and he doesn't listen, or she doesn't listen, or they're tearing up the little bit that we have, or they're making mess, or they're spilling the juice all over the place. It's like, you don't necessarily know how to, teach us a lesson with a little self-control. It's either two things going to happen. Either you're going to carry on that tradition and be just as violent as them, or you say I don't want to be as rough with my kid as them, and you become a better parent. You take the good and you leave the bad behind to not repeat the cycle.
Yeah, man. It's funny how like how sometimes like that fight or flight method actually plays into like when you're you get your ass up with a child. Cause is another story, right? And my sister and my brothers could tell you, they can attest to this, right? When we were living up in Rochester with my mom, right? Again, it's like I don't know if she was in competition with my dad, but they were always trying to go for like the longest ass whooping they can give you. It's like one hit wasn't enough. It's like they're trying to cover every fucking. It's like they want to get every part of your body, right? So my mom is whooping my ass, right? Whooping my ass, right? And I'm like, shit, how can I get her to stop, right? I start to pretend like I'm having convulsions and I'm having a seizure and shit. I'm on the floor like this. And you would think that she would stop, right? She says, bitch, you want to shake? Gave me some more for good measure. It's like, what if I was really having like a fucking seizure and fucking foaming out the mouth?
As a kid and the person during pain, of course, it seems like it's going on forever. To them, they didn't think it's going on forever. Maybe they had,
Right.
maybe they had a number in their head. 20 last.
That's what I said, man. Julius Caesar taught them how to freaking discipline. And I think it has to do with a lack of empathy and a lack of control of your emotions. Because sometimes when we act on emotions, like that's one thing I apply to my life as a husband and as a father, right? I don't act when I'm upset. I don't talk when I'm upset. I always take a breather first. I always stop. And my wife can attest to this, man. When I'm upset, there's no talking. Why? Because it's not going to be productive. It's not going to be good. And I'm not going to have something nice to say. And it's probably going to be something I'm going to regret. So I'm aware that when I'm upset, I wait till I calm down. I'll go out, go watch a movie, come back, and then we can talk about it. So I think that might play a role on it. Sometimes if you're just really upset at that moment in time and you're letting your emotions get the best of you, you're just operating on, you're just fueled by emotions.
Yeah.
And it's funny, my cousin said she regrets it when she yells it. I wonder if my parents regretted it or was it satisfaction? Yeah, I whooped his ass. Or they're like, or they feel like, damn.
I can't say it loud with my son in the other room, but I always regret it after I have to pop him or after I yell
Yeah.
real good and he has a little sad face.
Oh, that gets you all the time, right? It's like,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the big picture is that I need him to recognize what he did wrong and work harder,
right.
not repeat.
Yeah. As long as you're not like some gang related shit. Like, you gonna respect my gangster son. You gonna respect the rules of my motherfucking house. Sergio's told me. Hold on. Hello, good. I'll put this on the fucking. Hello. Yeah, I'm live right now, bro.
My man, sir.
Hey, get on. Click it. Because I love you, babe. Alright. Alright, cool. I should be done a little bit, so I can edit this later or some shit. Just get on. We'll talk. We'll chat online. I'll be done in a minute. Alright, later. Sorry about that, guys. That was my good friend Sergio. He is my partner in the Media Chop Up podcast. If you guys are into movies, definitely go check out that podcast. We talk shit about all things movies, and it's a really cool show. You can check out the link in my bio, I believe. I also have it on the Instagram page. It's called Media Chop Up. We talk about movies. If you like movies, go over there. And that was Sergio. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, G, you were saying?
You were saying.
I wasn't I? What was I saying?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm the same way. It's all right. I guess, yeah, back to disciplining and how we feel bad when they make the sad faces and stuff like that. But as long as it's not anger based, as long as you control, I think empathy is huge. Like having control, just emotional intelligence. That's another thing you got to have. Like you should take classes on it. It's important. Just having emotional intelligence and understanding your emotional state. That way you could just be a more productive parent, or just a more productive human being. So just understanding when you're upset, why you're upset, is going to help you navigate your emotions and how to address almost any situation that you can apply to almost any situation in life. Look it up, research it, study it. I think every human being should be working on their emotional intelligence. I think it's way more important than IQ, and it'll take you a lot more further in life in any facet. Emotional intelligence. Look it up.
I don't know. One, I wanted to say something about what you said. That when you're mad, it's like the conversation ended. So
Right.
it took me a long time to learn that some people needed that because I had this feeling that nah, I don't want to talk about it later and get upset all over again. And a lot of times you don't talk about it later. You just come back around like nothing happened.
I feel you.
So for a long time, I used to push to have the conversation right then and there. Like no, if you need to be quiet, you'll be quiet. But we're not gonna end it because you can't express yourself. I'm gonna say what I need to say. Like because
Okay, were those productive conversations when they turned out like that?
it's productive if you follow your own rule and not talking because you're gonna talk slick. Like for like if you and I had an argument and you're like, nah, you know what, G, I can't talk right now. I'm upset. I'm like, you don't need to say nothing, but I need to get this off my chest. I'm gonna say my
I
part.
I can respect that. If you're not asking me to participate and just
Yeah.
listen, I can do that.
But a lot of
But
times,
that's I think the problem with that is that most conversations have to be interactive. So it's really hard if somebody's trying to get a point across. It's really hard for them to like just talk without getting feedback.
energy is what's contagious. So if you're ever calm and a conversation gets excited, even in pleasantries, and that person starts talking loud in excitement, you'll find that you start talking loud in excitement. So
Right.
it works the other way. And I have a very, hope I'm not boring your viewers. I have a very mellow voice. So when I'm upset, I actually get more calm than this because
Okay.
I want you to I want it to be just pure clarity. There will be no question of you don't understand. So I feel like that's your fault if you can't talk right now with this emotion. I could talk, so I'm gonna say my part. If you want to interject, you can, but follow my lead because I'm not gonna continue the conversation, but talk crazy. Like we're not continuing the conversation so that I can say hurtful things.
Right.
So
All right. Full disclosure, your voice makes me moist.
hey, you tell everybody. Come on now, tell everybody.
Tell
But
everybody. Yeah.
it's stupid. But yeah, like it took. What happened was initially when I was younger, it made things worse because I came across as pushy. Like I'm forcing a conversation. Like you're not giving a person space when they're asking for space. Like you try to walk away. I'm more talking about in the aspects of relationships. Like
Right.
not
Right.
walk away when I'm talking to you. They're like, nah, I need a minute. I'm mad. Nah,
Right.
fuck you a minute. I'm mad. I want to talk. Excuse my
You pull out the scorpion blade. Like get over here.
to talk. It's okay. You can shut up. I want to talk. But I learned, when it benefited me was more so at work when dealing with supervisors. If the conversation got heated, that's when I would utilize it. You know what? We can continue this conversation another time. Say something that could possibly get me in trouble. I'm a regret, so I'm gonna step back. And that's when I realized the same way I want them to respect that I'm asking for space, I have to respect that person asking me for space. So I'm not so pushy anymore. I'm still a firm believer that I can have the conversation whether I'm angry or not. But if you ask for the space, I'll give it to you.
Okay. That's respectable. At least you understand that, sometimes people are not going to be receptive to what you have to say if they're upset. So as long as you're just conscious of, the other person's emotional state and, if you believe that it's going to be a productive conversation, if you believe that you're going to have something of quality out of it, then that's great. That's 100% great. Yeah, man.
You know. But
Yeah.
my son, my back to the original subject. My little guy close to your guy's age.
Right.
And
He's older, right? He's 9?
yeah, he's
Right.
nine in April, and I think early on, like even when he was still in Pampers, we did the little pat. I think I was discussing with you just the other day, a pat on the back of the hand.
Right.
Without, it doesn't really hurt him. Like you're not hitting him to hurt him. You just
Right.
a reminder.
I
So then
know.
as he got older, I used to, when I would repeat myself, I was like, "Give me your hand." He knows that's like a hit, and sometimes I don't even have to hit because he's already given the response of understanding.
Okay.
So I think for parents that don't necessarily want to chastise their kids with spankings, you you should create something that gives them a sense of fear for when they get in trouble.
Okay.
That's a tricky topic because people are like, oh, I don't want my kids to fear me.
Right,
But
right. That's what I was thinking for a moment.
but
When you say fear, do you actually mean like respect, or you actually want them to have like a fear?
fact, when they're children, they understand fear as far as, if they touch a hot pot, they touch something hot, it burns.
Oh, I
It,
got you. Right. You see value in that fear. I got you.
you understand? Like they know, oh, I can't touch it. That's hot. It's gonna hurt. So if you create something for them, which for me was, the smack on the back of the hand, though it doesn't hurt, they don't want that hit. So it's a gesture of fear to
Right.
get act right. Again, I'm not,
Yeah, we're not perfect. There's no handbook, man. We figure it out as we go. There's guidelines. There's this. It's tough because you have, if you look it up, like parenting, right? There's so many options, so many different routes to take, right? You can be a disciplinarian, authoritarian, a freaking this it's crazy, but for the most part, those are just guidelines. There's
yeah.
no right or wrong way to do it. You got to use whatever your kid is going to be receptible to.
And what I would tell people is a lot of times parents start off, I'm not going to hit my kid. I'm not going to do this. They almost upset the kid. Then what happens when the kid is like a preteen and starts cursing you out, or in,
Not on my watch.
in some cases hitting the parent, especially when it's like moms and stuff.
Oh, I see that.
You
That
wait,
shit is
you wait
infuriating, man.
to instill that level of discipline. I don't I don't know anyone that has been an effective parent with simply saying yes all the time. Like you said,
Yeah,
or
yeah, but there
let
is a culture of parents that they don't say no. They don't. It's just a some. I wish I had the study right now in front of me to tell you, but they don't believe that you should. It's about their emotional state. They believe that they can't handle it. I don't want to misquote, but there's a whole culture of parents who will not tell their kids no.
I mean, it's not always just a no, but it's like, so you're not going to tell your kid don't put the fork in the socket. You're going to say it's okay.
Interesting. You know what? They if I'm not mistaken, they find other ways to do it, but they don't use the word no. They won't say no. They'll be like, you can't do that or something like that. It's something that just
Oh, they
so
work around like that's dangerous. You don't want to hurt yourself.
right, but they just will not use the word no. In that whole
And then,
subculture of parents that believes that no is just I guess psychologically damning thing. I'm not sure. I'll look it up and I'll post it in a note or something like that. It's interesting,
I
like
don't
the different parenting styles.
I don't think it's for everybody. And
No.
lastly, I'll say this: the spankings. People say, "Do you think it helps? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it benefits the kid, or does it scar the kid?" I think if you are chastising them with control, it's beneficial. And I'll say this: spankings taught me that there's consequences to my actions. Right.
Right.
So as a young adult, as a young teen growing up, when opportunities presented itself in the name of fun, I always had in the back of my mind, am I going to get in trouble for that?
Right.
And then it's like, at least you take a minute to think versus just following someone's, uh, just being a follower, or just being reckless for the thrill.
Yeah.
I assessed it more, and so because of it, I didn't get in trouble as much. Like, no, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna do stuff, but no, I'm not doing it. That's ridiculous. Like, that's big trouble. Like, certain things is okay. I'm just gonna get yelled at. Okay, I don't mind risking it. This, no, I'm gonna get punished or grounded. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that this time. So
Yeah.
transition to your adult life, like, you know, hanging out with your friends and having a couple drinks, knowing you got to drive home. So are you purposely going to drink and drive, or are you gonna say, you know what? I know when I get around uh, Serge and Rick, we're gonna have a great time, and I'm gonna be putting them back. I'm not even driving. I'm gonna leave the car and Uber back. Like
Right.
I I put that to spanking. I
Okay.
put it all the way back to spankings, whereas recognizing that there's a consequence to breaking a rule. When you purposely break a rule, there's a consequence. So yeah, that's that.
So every time you're gonna break a rule, you feel your ass get hot, right? It's got like that muscle memory. You're like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's like muscle memory.
It's trouble. That
Yeah.
little that little tingly feeling in the back of your neck when you know, ooh, I'm gonna get the jump in your stomach when you the height of the roller coaster before it goes down.
Yeah.
Right, you get that feeling like, oh, chill, I don't want to get in trouble. And they be like, Rick, 10-1. You be like, oh Lord, what I did wrong.
Oh.
Right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely, man.
I think our generation, like the '80 baby generation, like the last of the really getting spankings.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think nobody does it too often. You know who I think still applies it? I think really young parents might apply it. Like parents who like maybe had kids and they're like in their teens, 12, 13, 14, whatever. And I think that has to do with again with patience, right? Because I think patience is a virtue that you learn with age.
Hmm.
Patience is something that like it takes real experience to learn the value of it. When you're young, like you don't have that patience. Everything is a hairline trigger. Everything is a knee jerk reaction, right? Everything is reactive. Like you don't take a second to just sit back and think and wait. I think with age you learn patience, and that's something that I think it's huge that you have to apply, that you can apply to just being a parent. It's patience and knowing that the process is going to work. Stick to whatever you want. Like if you're going to discipline them, if you're going to spank them, if you're whatever you're going to do, I guess be consistent and just stick to it. And if it's not working, look up another technique. Speak with your friends, speak with your other parents, and find out what's working with them. See how other kids are around their parents and find out what kind of techniques they're using, see if that could apply to your thing. Because another thing with me, man, it's like I don't know if this touches too much on discipline, but like I'm an extreme parent, bro. Like when I say extreme, it's like I don't want to put him nowhere by himself. I'm like always nervous, always scared and stuff like that. And I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I
You
should throw it
extreme
out there.
protective parent.
Huh?
You mean you're an overprotective parent?
I think overprotective is an understatement. Like real understatement. Like to the point where I didn't want my wife going anywhere with him by himself. And she can attest to this. Like, she's like, oh, I'm going to take him to the grocery store. Why? Let me get dressed. I'm coming with you. It's like, I don't, in my heart of hearts, I believe that no one's going to watch him as perfectly as I'm going to watch him. Because when we go out, it's like I do not take I can have a conversation with you and not make eye contact with you because my kid is there. Because he is number one priority. He is numero uno. He is everything.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's just dedication.
Oh yeah, you can. I think there's a few people that might have an issue with the way I parent.
It's the opposite is a neglectful parent.
Right.
Have your issue. I wish there was more parents that was paying attention to what their kids were doing. If there were more parents paying attention to the kids, there'd be less kids snatched, less kids.
There you go. And that's all it takes. And that's my thing too, right? That's all it takes is that 1 second of negligence, right? And it's funny because I used to go to the parks and I would like observe these other parents and I'd like be like on my
Look,
clock. I'd be like, holy shit, they haven't even looked up for like the last 5, 10 minutes. Like literally anything could have happened. And that shit used to scare the shit out of me, man. I take my kids to the park and I'm like this.
yeah. Well, times are different as well. At
Yeah.
our age, we were outside young, by
Yes.
ourselves,
Yes.
for hours. I was
I
taught,
was I started going outside alone when I was 6 years old. No exaggeration. I'm not saying that for jokes or to be funny. At 6 years old,
listen,
my parents would let me go outside. How old were you when you started going outside alone?
same thing.
Yeah,
Same.
right.
I was going outside 5, 6 years old. I could cross the street. I could go to the store, and they didn't know it wasn't no beepers and cell phones and things like that. Once I was outside, I was outside. They didn't know exactly where I was. They know where they told me to be. Like I can go to the park here and stuff like that. But it was that era of growing up where you come in and then like the family's watching the news and you hear of this kid disappeared and that person was kidnapped. And so we always said like, where were the parents? How did they get grabbed? Like how does no one see them? So you
Right.
remember those things, and then when you get older and you have your kid, all those things go through your mind whenever you're outside, you know, and you
I'm
don't
telling you, man. Yeah.
recognize the attachment you have to your kid when they're just asleep and you just look at them.
Oh, how every day.
You look at them like,
Then they wake up scared to death and they snuff you.
yeah. My son will tell you, I'll be waking him up all the time, like every night. Our schedule. Every night he goes
Right.
to bed, and I'll be like, before I leave, I'm gonna come see you before I leave, and I don't care if you sleep. I still, all right, man, I'm leaving, and love you. And I give him, you got to
Oh, absolutely.
take care of mommy while I'm gone, and the little pep talks and stuff. But I think
It's a beautiful thing, man.
we were exposed to a lot in our childhood, so it
Yeah.
made us very precautious and very dedicated to the safety of our kids now that we're in the parent role.
Are you conscious of your kids' health as it pertains to foods, or are you the type of parent that let them eat whatever they want? That's another thing that is pretty interesting. Like there's parents who like are really extreme with like the health, so they won't allow their kids any sugar whatsoever.
Not
And
like
I get that there should be a healthy balance and stuff like that.
so. My dad had a deli. He had like a little bodega, so I had access to candies and sweets all the time. So
Right.
you know, I believe those things are for treats. They're not for every day,
Right. Yeah.
or they're not to keep you quiet and things like that. They're
That's what I
treats.
was talking about. Negotiation tactics, right?
Nah, like
I'll give you a little twix if you shut the up.
yeah, nah. My son has a peanut allergy, so we
Oh, he
definitely
does. Holy shit.
we have to pay attention to what he eats. But I'm definitely big on everything's not going to be sweets.
Right.
Um, we got to do some vegetables sometimes. We got to, you know, if he has something earlier, that's it for the day. Save it for tomorrow. And so, even like when we do the Halloween thing and we let him do, he'll go with his cousins to a familiar place to trick or treat. And, obviously when it comes back, we have to go through everything to take what he can't eat. And then when he has it, we let him know how much candy he can have a day. Like you're not going to sit here and eat a whole bunch of candy. Matter of fact, come ask us. So he'll be like, hey, can I have a piece of candy today? And,
Yeah.
to make it seem like it's not punishment and it's excitement. You really? So what type of candy you want to try today? So he's
Yeah.
here to come say, Dad, I want to try this one today. Can I try this one? Like that. So we're not strict, but we're not giving them free reign to just sustain life on sugar and snacks and stuff.
Me, I think I did a better job early on than I'm doing now. Now, like life has just gotten really, really busy. Like I was such a go hard parent early on, right? It was all vegetables, clean eating, everything homemade, and now it's more like I'm gonna order some motherfucking pizza. Oh, what we having tonight? Chinese. I try to cook. I try to cook as much as I can, but there's some nights where the best recipe you can have is 10 digits away.
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, we got a good mix of home cooked and then an occasional eat out. Most kids love pizza, so that's his favorite. Pizza's his thing, and
Yeah,
he doesn't he doesn't eat a lot of crap. He's not one.
that's good.
He doesn't eat a lot of crap. He wants a snack from time to time. His thing is milk. He loves milk.
Oh wow.
He loves milk. So if you let him, he'll drink milk with every meal and stuff like that. But other than that, he takes a very long time to eat.
Oh my god. That's probably we talked about pet peeves on the Facebook channel. That is probably one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to my son. He'll take 4 hours to eat an egg McMuffin. You know how small an egg McMuffin is?
Really?
Yeah, man. That shit used to stress me out. Eat your food is probably the biggest phrase I say in the house. Go eat your food. Go eat your food. Go eat your food. Can I have a snack? Did you eat your food? No. Go eat your food.
Yeah.
Oh. And then my argument is always, how come you never almost finish your snacks, but you can't finish your food? You eat all of your snacks. The whole thing. The whole damn snack is gone. But you still got 3/4 of your damn meal there. I did eat. I ate some of it. Okay, so then you can only have some of your candy. No, no, no.
Nah,
Arguing about that shit.
I'm doing with him. So like, the dining room is adjacent to the living room. When he's sitting eating, we're watching TV. I feel like the TV is what's keeping him from. That's the only time he watches TV, when he's eating dinner.
Right.
When he's not eating, he's back on his gadgets.
Oh wow.
Make him sit in the seat that his back is to the TV.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
crazy. Yeah.
he'll-
You know what's a lost art these days? I don't know if it's just us or just like the way the world is today and how we just there's a lot of like homes with working parents and stuff. I think the art of like eating together as a family has become something that we don't do. I don't know if it's just us, but we don't do it as often. I think that's something we're trying to reincorporate into our personal everyday lives. Like everybody grabs their plate of food and they retreat to their corner of the household and get lost in the electronics and stuff like that. I guess I want to attribute that to electronics. We're all lost in our phones, lost in our iPads, lost in our TVs, and I think it's kind of like it's like the old saying, like social media is actually antisocial, right? Because we're not, making those real connections. Sometimes a like substitutes a real life conversation or saying hello to your friends and stuff like that. And I think it takes a toll on families also. Like I said, like dinner's ready, everybody gets their plates, grabs their phones and the tablets, and goes in their own direction.
So we we utilize half the dining room table.
Okay.
So like half of it is for eating, and the other half is just there. Like we keep flowers there, or sometimes put a piece of mail. So he always sits to the table. We sit on the couch, which is next to the table.
Okay.
We all eat at the same time. But
Right.
in the living room, so it's like the TV is there. So it's not
Yeah, I got you.
the talk. You see,
Yeah.
we're just watching TV together.
Hmm.
The one thing I have is the one rule is like no gadgets to the table. So he
Okay.
can't have a gadget while he's eating. You know.
And
Um,
we used to have a similar rule like that, and my son actually put me in my place one time. 'Cause I used to have that rule like no gadgets, right? And the TV was on one time, right? And we all eating, and I'm looking back at the TV, and he says, "Daddy, no electronics," and I couldn't even get mad. I couldn't get upset, and I don't. When he's right, he's right. I don't argue. I'm like, all
yeah.
right, you're right. Click, turned it off.
hmm Now for the most part, when we're eating, I'm not messing with gadgets either. We're watching TV.
Hmm.
Um, and occasionally he'll try to like, because the Switch plays YouTube as well. So he'll try
Hmm.
to Switch or the iPad at the table to watch YouTube, and I'm like, nah, put that away. We don't do gadgets at the table. So
Right.
um,
Yeah, man.
the gadget thing is really bad. Like everyone says, oh, we want to watch this movie. As soon as it comes on, everyone's messing on the phone.
Oh,
We're
it's
afraid of idle time.
it's crazy. It's
And it
crazy.
used to be just for commercials.
Yeah, but nope. That commercial break is extended now because you started doing something else on your device.
Yeah, it's like during the show. Like the show's back on, you still back.
My wife is in the other room right now waiting for me to talk shit because I hate that. I love movies, obviously. This is why I started the podcast with the movies, right? I
Mhm.
love movies. And if I'm gonna watch a movie with you, I want you to pay attention.
Right.
I want you to pay attention. And if I know she's not paying attention, she'll tell you this. I'll be watching from the corner of my eye, right, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Well,
on purpose, I'll be like, "Oh shit! You saw what happened? No, what? Click, turn it off. I already saw it. I already saw it. I want you to watch it with me. You don't want to share the experience. Whatever.
yeah, make her feel bad.
Yeah. So she gets mad. That's why I don't like watching TV with you because you're a damn a movie Nazi.
We both do that. We both do that. Like,
Not me, man. I'm a movie person, so if
no, we both be on some like watch it. But for me,
uh
I really like some of the shows she want to watch,
right,
so that's why I'll be on my phone. But I'll be like, yeah, but you asked me to watch this with you, and you still on your phone. So what's the difference?
yeah,
What is really the difference? But
yeah, yeah,
that's just
yeah,
that's just the new regular. Like
yeah,
unless you it really makes you unhappy and you gotta like put your foot down.
yeah,
But
man.
it's the new norm.
Anyway, man, we strayed so far off the subject means that we have run out of stuff to talk about, man. So I want to thank you so much for getting on and talking with me. I appreciate you, man.
Of
I want
course,
to thank everyone who's participated in the chats, everyone who's being proactive in the Facebook chat. Continue to do that. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys again next week, and I'll see you online. All right, G, take
sure.
care, man. I will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Take
having
care, guys. Absolutely, man. Have a good one, man.
me. Good night.